Good morning. Good morning. It's 2:44 a.m. I'm on my way to the gym right now, and I was taking another shower. Obviously, something I do every morning or every day, and I have two different situations I'm working with and I'm working through, and they're both business related, and and I think the story is going to help somebody that I learned in business never to make a snap decision. You have a couple different things that are involved, and one is your client's emotions and their money. And when you make a snap decision and their emotions and their money are tied to it, you'll create a situation that will have your ass in a sling and have you given up more than you should as the fiduciary. So I say all that to say that I've learned to sit back and say, I don't have an answer for you right now. I need some time. I'll have an answer for you shortly. And when I have that answer, I'll get back to you. And what I've learned is that if you're patient to try to figure everything out or just rush to some type of snap decision, the answers that you're looking to almost always reveal themselves. Now, whether or not you're going to be disciplined enough to listen to them, because see, I'm so far gone in what it is that I believe and how I believe it, that if a bus drives by and what I've been thinking about is on the side of that bus or in the form of a billboard, there's a good chance I'm going to pick up the phone or I'm going to make the decision right then and there, because I believe that impoverishment was put there for a reason. I was listening to something right now where the story of Hagar in the Bible was talking about how the reapers would leave. They would leave little bits of gather all over the place, and at night when she came, because they were hungry, she would pick up more wheat than normal, because the reapers would leave some behind. And he says that he believes that God is similar to those reapers. It's like he's constantly leaving something behind. He's constantly dropping something down to you. He's constantly making sure that you're provided for. But that, once again, that's faith. When some people are complaining about what they don't have, I ask them, I say, consider something. Have you ever been homeless? Well, no. Well, has your lights ever been turned off? Well, yeah. But did they come back on? Well, eventually they did. And sometimes you'll take credit for that instead of saying, hey, God, thank you for providing a way when I really could not see a way. But what I'm trying to tell you is that what I've learned to do was I've learned to not be so quick to be in anguish, frustration, to relax, to chill. And I don't know if it's when I'm in the shower because it's quiet, because I'm in a state of cleansing my body. But I hear him. I hear his voice. And when there's something that I need an answer to, it's delivered. And I trust it. I trust it enough that I will apply it, and I'll do it, and I'll implement it. And I won't be distant from it. I noticed something about my kids. They're not very distant from that voice. It's crazy because me and my wife were just having this conversation. I say kids aren't that distance from that voice because they're more obedient to listen to what's being told to them, what they feel, how the spirit moves on them to react or act if they want something. To be adamant, diligent, steadfast. You ever seen a child that was just like, dude, like you're so you have so much tenacity. Then you start thinking, well, what happened? Because all children have that. Usually they get beat down by their family, their parents, telling them, no, don't do that. That's not right. Getting them to conform. They want the child to conform so that the child will fall in line with their needs and their wants of just having peace of mind and quiet. And we've drifted away from being obedient. We've drifted away from hearing that voice. And I'm so thankful that I hear it now. And it guides me. And it helps me find solutions to my problems. How can I put this? Have you ever met somebody who came across as if they had it figured out? Who, when you looked at them, you just felt like this person, they got it. They really understand it. That's because that person has learned how to harness the ability of polarity. They've learned to harness the ability to decipher. And they've harnessed the ability to be patient and know that all good things come to those who wait, and to be patient and for that answer. I've learned that the bigger the problem is, the more patience you have to have for that answer. But it'll come. And you might be wondering, like, well, how do I know that that's the answer? Which is crazy because I have my son, my oldest, asked me a crazy question. He said, how do I know that the voice in my head isn't from the devil? I said, because of how you feel when it comes. How it feels when it comes. If you start to feel relief, if it starts to feel like the sun is peeking through the cloudy day, move into it. If it makes your stomach turn, move away from it. It's very simple. But you have to be obedient. And what I found out, what's hardest for people when it comes in terms of listening to their voice and listening to the spirit and being obedient, is usually the ones who lack disobedience or lack obedience inside of their body, inside of their health, inside their relationships with their families, inside of their faithfulness to God, inside of tithing. See, when you start becoming obedient to everything around you, you no longer are a servant to everything around you. You're returned back to your rightful position, which is to have dominion over everything. And for some, it's not going to happen overnight. You're not going to get that feeling of euphoria and hear the voice and move in its direction. I mean, maybe you might get it overnight, but I don't think until you start exercising some type of discipline in your own life. The spirit never left you. The voice never left you. The reason and the answers to your questions, they've always been there. You just become numb to them. because everything else has become so much more important. The problem has become more important than the solution. Holding your money has become more important than giving it to God. What you want to do on Sunday has been more important than going to church. What you choose to preview on your cell phone has become more important than listening to something that may build you up or pick up a book. Everything that gets you closer to being able to find a solution to all your problems, you've put everything else in front of it. So you're more problem-oriented than you are solution-oriented. And you'd wonder why you don't have an answer for a problem and nobody else has the answer for the problem, because every time you ask somebody what their opinion is, you know why you ignore what they say? Because it's not the way that you would have dealt with it. It's how they would have dealt with it. It doesn't agree with you because it is not from you. It doesn't even matter if it's my opinion or what I'm saying. All I'm simply laying out right now is a blueprint on how to get closer to the answer. A universal blueprint. And what I'm essentially saying is that voice of reason, that spirit, has never left you. It just became quieter and quieter and quieter and quieter. Similar to how the child loses their enthusiasm, their ambitiousness, and their tenacity over time. You ever notice you see a child who is so steadfast on that cookie or that ice cream, or going to the park or staying at the park or having a fit in the grocery store, and slowly but surely over time, they won't even get out of their room and go out and chase their dreams. Then the older they get, the more they get stuck in their ways. You don't see that same energy, that same tenacity. It's because life has put other priorities in place of them, so they've lost their way. They've lost their voice. They've lost their thought. The voice didn't lose them, they lost it. And the only way you get it back is by exercising those disciplines and those obediences within inside yourself. And then that voice, that's why I'm sitting there and I'm listening, I'm taking my shower, and I may have given some quick thought to this situation, business related. If it's family related as well. But business related, it just happened to be business related. And I didn't want to be so carnal inside of that thought, but I did think about it for a second. But I was obedient enough when an answer came to me a second later. That's how fast it works. That I just said, that's got to be it. I'll take that. And have faith that that's the answer, that that's the solution. But if you don't start getting control in your personal life, you will keep distancing yourself from the solutions to the problems of your life.